Welcome, Curious Minds. Today we're taking a deep dive into something incredibly personal.
Yes, and universally challenging, too.
Exactly. The struggle with self-forgiveness.
Yeah.
We've got some powerful sources for you, including insights from Dorian Scott Cole.
Mhm.
We want to explore why forgiving ourselves can be, well, maybe the hardest thing we ever do.
And crucially, how we can actually move forward.
Yeah.
It's, it really touches the core of our well-being. It influences everything.
Like what?
Oh, our relationships, our ability to achieve our potential. Our mission here, really, is to unpack the roots of self-blame, guilt, shame.
All those heavy feelings.
Right, and uncover some practical, compassionate ways towards, well, liberation. We'll look at the psychology behind it all.
But keeping it respectful of how complex this is for people.
Absolutely. It's a human experience full of nuance.
So if you've ever felt stuck, because of things you did or maybe things done to you,
Then this deep dive is definitely for you.
we're going to try and pull out the key insights from these sources,
Yeah.
help you navigate this profound journey. Okay, let's get into it. So one thing the sources really hammer home is that forgiving yourself, it might just be the biggest challenge you face.
It really might.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The payoff. It isn't just about, feeling a bit better.
No, it's much bigger than that.
It's about unlocking a truly abundant and fulfilling life, a
Wow.
real transformation.
That's the core paradox, isn't it? The sources point to this whole cascade of benefits, like better relationships, more compassion for other people, feeling better about yourself.
Like actual self-worth.
Exactly, heightened self-worth, and even being better able to help others achieve more. It positions self-forgiveness as, foundational.
Foundational for growth, for actually excelling.
Precisely.
It almost sounds like a shortcut to a better life.
If only it were that easy.
Right. So if it's so beneficial, why is it just incredibly hard? Why can't we just accept forgiveness from ourselves or, a higher power?
That is the central question. And the path forward, well, it's there, but the sources warn it's full of obstacles. Real ones.
Like what kind of obstacles?
Spiritually, for example, you have teachings emphasizing forgiveness. The whole goal is ending the tyranny of guilt and shame, as one source puts it.
Sounds good.
But intellectually knowing you're forgiven, that's one thing.
Okay.
Actually feeling it, accepting it emotionally, that's a whole different ballgame.
That emotional acceptance,
Yeah.
that's the real hurdle, isn't it?
It really is.
So, practically speaking, what do the sources suggest? What can someone actually do?
Well, they point to two key steps, often difficult ones.
Okay, lay them on me.
First, if you've caused harm, the focus is on action, trying to make them whole again.
How does that work?
It's about the effort. You go to them, you try to make amends. But crucially, their forgiveness, that's their choice.
Ah, okay. So it's not up to you whether they forgive you.
Not at all. Your effort, that's what counts for your journey.
Got it. And the second step?
The second step involves figuring out if the guilt you feel is, well, unwarranted, or what the sources call irrational guilt.
Irrational guilt.
Okay. And this is where it gets really deep into personal psychology. Often this is where professional help might be needed.
Right. Irrational guilt.
Mhm.
What does that actually look like? How does it show up?
Can you give an example from the sources?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a really clear definition here from mindful care therapy. It's things like shame, judgment, self-criticism for seemingly mundane, uncomplicated parts of daily life.
Mundane things like what?
It's questioning if you're working enough, if you're a good enough partner or parent or friend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or worrying if you're making life harder for people around you. Wondering if you're falling short even when things seem, fine or even good.
That's incredibly subtle, isn't it?
It really is. It just shows how deep that self-criticism can run.
It really does. And the sources, they use this powerful image for shame.
Which one?
Looking up from the bottom of a very deep hole.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you're held down by these chains of trauma, these past experiences that keep you just mired in guilt and shame.
That's a heavy image. Chains of trauma.
It is. And to show how deep, the author mentions the Kola super deep borehole, over 7 miles deep.
Wow.
And the Mariana Trench. The idea is to convey this feeling of being utterly trapped at the bottom.
Right.
And it highlights a difference, Some spiritual views suggest a higher power forgives by forgetting. But for us humans,
We remember.
we carry the memory. It's not about erasing the past, it's about changing our relationship to it.
So these chains, these root causes,
Yeah.
what are they specifically? What pulls us into that hole?
The sources list quite a few. Things like not resolving justifications for past actions.
Okay.
The huge impact of trauma caused by other people.
Right, not just things we did.
Exactly. Also, exaggerating how bad what you did actually was.
Yeah.
Learned habits of self-blame.
That feeling that others are judging you all the time.
That's a big one. And just having this self-image of being less than.
And constantly replaying the trauma, right? Keeping it fresh in your mind.
Yes, keeping it large and vivid. Now, the author, drawing on social psychology, points you in the right direction,
What?
but strongly urges consulting a licensed clinical psychologist.
Professional help is key for the deep stuff.
Definitely. And they also highlight Brené Brown's work.
Ah, yes. Her stuff on vulnerability.
Right. Specifically, things like the high price of pretending you're okay and how trauma can kind of train us to accept disrespect.
That really connects, doesn't it? Self-forgiveness and self-acceptance.
Deeply. Which raises the question, beyond these general chains, what are some specific, maybe hidden origins for these feelings?
Yeah, because sometimes the impact isn't obvious right away. We just carry on.
Keep on keeping on.
Right. So the sources point out some key hidden roots, things you might not expect.
Like what?
Well, one common trigger is unexpected divorce.
Oh.
People might blame themselves, think, I didn't do enough, even if, the other spouse was mostly at fault.
Ah, I see. Taking on blame that isn't necessarily yours.
Exactly. Another one is a family member's legal troubles.
Oh, the shame by association.
Precisely. Even if you weren't involved at all, it can still create that deep sense of shame.
Makes sense.
And here's one that's really significant, especially for military personnel or first responders. Moral injury.
Okay, tell me more about that. It's different from PTSD.
Yes, it's distinct. It happens when soldiers, for instance, witness or do things that violate their core moral code.
Like civilian casualties.
Yeah.
Or failing to prevent harm.
Exactly, those kinds of things. And it leads to intense guilt, shame, self-blame. It disrupts their whole sense of self, their purpose.
Wow.
And the sources link it directly to depression, substance use, even suicidal thoughts. It's incredibly serious.
And it's not just about direct actions, right? It can be betrayal, too.
Yes, feeling betrayed by leadership or following orders you feel are immoral, that can also cause it.
That's profound. What else?
Another deep root is early childhood trauma, especially things like parental violence.
How does that connect to self-forgiveness later?
Well, children in those situations often feel responsible, like they need to keep their parents calm.
Ah, taking on that burden.
Yeah. And that can lead to lifetime PTSD, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, substance abuse. It can sadly get passed down generations.
Preventing people from finding meaning and purpose. It really shows how formative those early years are. They shape everything.
You really do. And building on that idea of early trauma, the sources really stress how damaging it is to accept disrespect or mistreatment from others.
It seems counterintuitive, but yeah.
If you accept it, the person doing it, they won't stop. They'll likely get worse.
This brings us to that crucial idea.
Yep.
You teach people how to treat you.
That's powerful. It was the author's wife who shared that insight, right?
Yes. If you signal that you're willing to be undervalued, well, you'll probably get more of it.
So it's about setting boundaries.
Absolutely. Being prepared to walk away, even. To avoid being, well, dehumanized. There's another Brené Brown reference here, too.
Which one?
People will treat you how you let them. Here's how to set the standard. It fits perfectly.
Setting that standard.
Oh.
That's not easy. Especially if you're carrying deep trauma.
No, it takes immense strength. But the sources emphasize hope. Faith can help.
Clinical psychologists, pastors.
Support from loved ones. It's often a long journey. Years sometimes.
So if you know someone going through this,
Mm-hmm.
compassion is vital. They're not weak.
Not at all. They're fighting a hard battle.
Now, there was a study mentioned. Small, but interesting.
Yes, 80 adults. It revealed some fascinating things about why self-forgiveness is so hard.
What was the core finding?
Those who struggled most, they often talked about the event as if it were still happening, like they were stuck in it.
That sounds like rumination, that endless loop.
Exactly, but the sources add a layer. It's not just thinking about it, it's experiencing it as if it were still happening, actively keeping the trauma alive.
They feel truly stuck. The past is just present, constantly replaying.
Mm-hmm. But what's really illuminating is the contrast.
With those who did manage to forgive themselves.
Yes, about half the group. They successfully moved on. How?
Ow.
By actively shifting their focus towards the future.
So, they still regretted it.
Oh yes, they still had regret, but they weren't consumed by it anymore. It was a conscious decision, to release the past's emotional grip.
So it's not about forgetting or erasing, it's changing your relationship with the past.
Precisely. For some, freedom came when they realized, hey, I wasn't actually to blame here. I had no control.
That makes sense.
For others, it was just reframing it, seeing it as a human mistake. Because let's face it.
We all make them. The author had a humorous point about that, didn't they?
Yes, we're all fallible. Which leads to a good question for you listening. Are you stuck in that rumination loop? Or are you actively trying to move forward?
That's a key question.
And the sources warn against hiding, right? Trying to numb the pain with drinking or just avoiding it.
That doesn't work.
No, it just numbs feelings temporarily, hurts relationships, and keeps those feelings of unworthiness going.
Whereas the ones who did forgive themselves.
They'd worked through the guilt, learned from it, even though it was painful.
That's helpful.
And here's the really encouraging part. For about half of them, this shift, moving on, it happened in a very short time.
Really? So breakthroughs can happen relatively quickly sometimes.
It seems so. It shows that change is possible.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what we've explored today, it really underlines your inherent worth, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The sources, especially Dorian Scott Cole, convey this powerful message of profound love.
And that help is available if you're suffering, describing it as coming from the most powerful being in the universe.
And help comes in many forms. Ministers can guide on spiritual forgiveness.
Friends, family, they can offer support, accountability.
Right. And clinical psychologists, they're specifically trained for this, to help you stay focused, understand those self-sabotaging patterns.
And navigate the whole complex journey.
These are people who genuinely dedicate their lives to helping others find their way through this.
So the takeaway message for you, the listener, what is it?
Don't let shame destroy your life. That's the core message.
Be persistent. Break those chains. Climb out of that deep well.
Yes. Find meaning, find purpose. Pursue the better relationships, the achievements you're meant for.
It's about reclaiming your life.
And the concluding challenge. It's simple but profound. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion every morning.
Like it's your birthright.
It is your human birthright. Set reminders if you need to.
And stop internalizing mistreatment from others.
Yes. As Cole powerfully states, if they won't forgive or accept you, that is their problem, not yours.
Remember, you are, as the source says, one of God's gifts to this world.
That's a strong affirmation.
Now remember, this isn't instant. It takes persistence, patience.
Getting through discomfort, time, maybe months, maybe years.
But that bountiful life the sources talk about, it's worth the struggle.
Definitely. We should leave you with that Brené Brown quote, also cited in the sources.
Which one?
Let it hurt, let it heal, let it go. This is how you finally move on.
Powerful.
And one final thought from Dorian Scott Cole himself. Our answer is God. God's answer is us. Together, we make the world better.
So maybe consider this. What's one step, just one small step you can take today?
To extend kindness and compassion to yourself and begin to break free from those chains of the past.